Hey there, and welcome to another trip report. Today, I'm at Montreal's Pierre-Elliott Trudeau International Airport catching an Air Canada Express flight in business class down to Newark, New Jersey. Newark is one of 3 major New York City area airports and a major hub for United Airlines, one of Air Canada's Star Alliance partners, offering connection options across the globe. This 1-hour flight is operated by Air Canada Express, Air Canada's subsidiary airline for commuter feeder flights on short hops like this. Inside the terminal, Montreal has a dedicated U.S. transborder gate area as well as U.S. immigration pre-clearance facilities for U.S.-bound passengers. The C gates are used for U.S. flights with separate check-in and security screening areas than domestic and international flights. The Air Canada transborder check-in area is at counters 621 to 634 with self-serve check-in kiosks and staffed counters. Business class passengers can use the priority check-in line for expedited access to the staffed counters, but I quickly printed off my boarding pass and baggage tag at a self-serve kiosk. Business class passengers on Air Canada Express flights are entitled to 2 checked bags, each weighing up to 32 kilograms. Dropping my bag at the automated bag drop station, I'm headed through security first and then U.S. immigration immediately after. Air Canada business class passengers can use the priority security line for a faster experience, but it was super quiet here today, so that didn't make much of a difference. Exiting U.S. pre-clearance into the duty-free shopping pathway, the whole security screening and immigration process took just over 15 minutes, which is pretty fast. Montreal Airport is typically much quieter in the mid-afternoon, so you'll likely have a very different experience in the early morning or evening hours. Taking a look at the flight information board, there's a terminal map displayed at the top with approximate walk times to each gate. The transborder area has 18 gates C72 through C89, with an additional 3 swing gates that are shared with the international section of the terminal and used for US flights depending on the time of day and demand. My flight is AC 8942, which is assigned gate 73 for today. On an Air Canada business class ticket, I have access to the Air Canada Transborder Maple Leaf Lounge, which is conveniently located next to gate C73. The lounge is well positioned, running along the wall of the terminal facing onto the apron for the transborder and international gates, with tons of natural light and great views. There's ample seating along the huge windows with lounger chairs, desk-style seating, and dining tables. Towards the center of the lounge, opposite the windows, there's a buffet area with hot and cold options, a self-service bar with a variety of wines, spirits, and beers on tap, as well as soft drink and juice dispensers. For hot food, we have soup, pasta, and butter chicken with rice, a fairly typical Maple Leaf Lounge offering, and nothing terribly exciting, but some good options for such a short flight. There are tea bags and coffee machines available, as well as snack items like chips and fresh fruit. In the refrigerated section, a couple different salads and fresh cut veggies. After finding a seat near the windows, I was able to catch our aircraft for today taxiing into the gate from its inbound flight. Down to Newark, I'll be on board this 18-year-old Embraer 175 that was first delivered to Air Canada in September 2005 and has operated for the airline ever since. Air Canada Express has a fleet of 117 aircraft with a mix of jets and turboprop planes. They operate 25 of these Embraers with a 2-class configuration consisting of business and economy. Heading down to the gate, boarding is running late, but with only 76 seats on this plane, it should be pretty fast to get everyone on board. Air Canada boards their aircraft by assigned zone number, with Zone 1 for business class and Aeroplan Super Elite members, Zone 2 for all other Aeroplan Elite status members, and Zones 3 and up for economy class passengers.
Invited to board at gate 73.
Stepping on board, at the front of the aircraft we have the 4-row business class cabin with 12 seats in a 1x2 seating configuration. I've booked myself in seat 4A for today's flight, which is a single seat on the left side of the plane. These single seats down the left side are perfect for solo travelers, giving you both a window and direct aisle access. The seats themselves are fairly dated looking, with plushy thick surfaces and archaic looking entertainment screens. The economy class seats down the back have a similar appearance, with 64 seats in a 2x2 configuration. In terms of space in these business class seats, the seats have a pitch of 38 inches, which is 7 inches more than the economy class seats on board, and they're also 2 inches wider with a width of 20 inches. There was a fair amount of space under the seat in front to store my large backpack, with room still to spare for my feet. Overall, comfortable and spacious enough for a short hop. When it comes to carry-on baggage storage, there's also space in the overhead bins, but only on the right side of the cabin in business class, and even then, they're pretty small and restrictive. The bins on the left side of the plane are more for show than anything else. Each seat in economy and business is equipped with a seatback touchscreen entertainment system that's tilt adjustable for different viewing angles, along with a USB-A charging port to the left of the screen for charging up your devices. Below the screen, there's a seatback pocket which holds the provided literature items and can be used for storing any of your own items as well, though do so at your own risk because it was pretty dirty. Looking at what we have here, there's the safety information card for the Embraer 175 and a couple air sickness bags. Looking at the armrest to the left of me, on the inside edge there's a headphone port for connecting to the entertainment system audio, and on the front face there's an AC power outlet. On the right side armrest, there's the recline button for the seat, and the tray table for the seat is stowed here as well. Looking at the overhead panel above the seat, up here we have personal reading lights, adjustable air vents, and an attendant call button. After boarding was complete, the flight attendant handed out water bottles to each business class passenger, and the safety demonstration got underway as we pushed back from the gate.
For your safety and comfort, we ask that you pay attention to this short video.
Climbing away from Montreal, the entertainment screens started showing their age right off the bat, needing a reset as we got into the air. The crew handed out headphones to all the business class passengers to use with the system once it came back online, so now that it's running, let's take a tour. Getting into the system, these old Thales entertainment screens, which can still be found on Air Canada's Embraer and Airbus A320 fleets, are pretty close to useless. Trying to give it a command usually takes multiple forceful taps, and sometimes you're lucky if you get a response at all. In terms of what on-demand content is available, there are movies, TV shows, and music, with each type of content grouped into a couple different subcategories. There are no live TV channels available, but there is content from HBO Max that you can watch on demand. There's no search feature in the system either, so finding a specific title involves a lot of clicking and waiting. The system is super slow to respond, and for reference, this clip is sped up to 3 times the normal speed. Otherwise, we'd be here forever waiting for the screen to load each page. There's a section with information about Air Canada, and finally, a kids content section with dedicated kids movies and TV shows. At the bottom of the screen, there's a button to access the screen settings where you can control the volume and brightness or turn off the system, as well as a button for viewing the in-flight maps. The maps are quite dated like the rest of the screen, with a timed cycle of views and some flight information that displays. Working your way through this screen is a rather nostalgic experience and one that I might be able to do without. 15 minutes after takeoff, the cabin crew came through with hot cleansing towels before beginning the in-flight service. Pulling out the tray table from the armrest, it's a bifold table which spans the full width of the seat, and when extended, it's supported on both armrests. The table also slides outwards to adjust its position. Being such a short flight, a drink and a packet of almonds were all that was offered. I opted for a Diet Coke, which came in proper glassware. Taking a walk down to the back of the aircraft, there are 2 lavatories on board, with one at the front of the plane for business class and one at the rear for economy. Stepping inside the rear lavatory, it's a decent size but very dated like the rest of the plane. Back at my seat, it was already time for glasses to be cleared away as we were on our descent towards Newark.
Thank you. Nous allons commencer notre descente vers Newark en préparation.
Coming into Newark Liberty International Airport, we got some fantastic views of the New York City skyline off the left side of the aircraft. Air Canada uses Terminal A here in Newark, with these Air Canada Express Hopper flights typically parking at gates A1 and A2.
Thank you, have a good one.
Thanks for joining me for this trip report, and I hope you enjoyed it. Now for some comments on the experience overall. Air Canada Express offers a comfortable but also rather basic business class product on their Embraer 175. The business class cabin is small, which provides the opportunity for an attentive service experience from the cabin crew. In that respect, the soft product is solid, but looking at the hard product, the seat was dirty, old, and run down, with a rather hopeless entertainment screen and some parts of the seat needing a little love. With all that in mind, for a short 1-hour hop like this, it was comfortable, but I'm not sure I'd be springing a significant amount of money to fly in this cabin again.